All right, guys, we are here at Grassroots Invitational, the first show of 2024, where we're actually doing the reveal of my NSX. It was supposed to be here last year, but unfortunately, dealing with some other shops, we couldn't get the car done in time. But here it is in its pure form. We did a full color change in a INOZETEK high gloss white over at Soul Detailing. That's our partners, so if you ever need any PPF or detailing, Soul Detailing is your guys to hit up. But check out the full color, looks really good. It's also ceramic coated in XPEL Fusion Plus to give it that protection and water hydrophobic properties. So if you guys come on in, we can also check out the new carbon fiber ducted hood that we did. So this is from Sabon. The fitment is actually really good for an aftermarket hood. And the reason why I went with a vented hood, not only for the looks, but because I have the radiator and the heat exchanger in the front, it's gonna allow all the hot air to escape from out over the hood, keeping our temperatures much lower than if we had the stock hood. We also got the matching Sabon spoiler. So this is the direct copy of the NSX Type R spoiler. So it's even got the third brake light installed. And again, the fitment is really nice. We decided to keep it as full exposed gloss carbon fiber to give it that nice contrasted look. And unfortunately, I was actually planning to do a different reveal with you guys today. We had different wheels, seats, and taillights all on order that were supposed to come in time for this show, but unfortunately, none of that ever showed up on time. So we will have to do that in another part 2 video. But today we're rocking the BBS LMs. I have the 18s in the front, 19s in the rear. I did reverse mount the faces on these to give it a lower offset of about -12 millimeters from how they come. So they are 40 millimeters front and rear from factory, but because of the reverse mounted, they're around 28 millimeters of offset right now. So it does fill in the wheel gap really, really nice. So if we come to the front of the car, you can see behind these BBS LMs, we did get a nice brake upgrade. I've been eyeing up these spoon monoblock calipers for the longest time. We did originally have the 6-piston Willwoods. I got sick of those because it didn't really work with the rear caliper parking brake setup. So we went with the 4-piston spoon monoblock calipers. These are basically an OEM caliper. They fit on EK9s, DC2s, and then even with the NA1 NSX, which is really cool. And even though it's not really a big brake kit, it does have 4 pistons over the stock calipers, which are 2 pistons. And we even use the NA2 rotors, which are about 10 millimeters larger diameter than the NA1 rotors. And as far as the brake pads go, we use S2000 pads in here. And for today, we did the Power Stop Track Day pads because we are planning to do a couple HPD sessions with this car. So just so far, we just bedded in the pads and the rotors today. They're literally, everything's brand new and everything feels really good. So I can't wait to see how these do on the track. So if we come on to the inside, we did do a couple modifications since we last had it. Obviously, the first thing you see, we have the new Momo Monte Carlo steering wheel. And if you zoom on in, we even have Akira Nakai-san from RWB, his signature on there from when he did an RWB build in Connecticut. So that's a really nice touch to it. And then if we move over to the center console, we have the NSX-R mesh shift boot. And also from Acuity Instruments, we got a sponsored shift knob, the Poco shift knob, which is an insulated shift knob to help reduce, temperature change and burning your hand, freezing your hands. We also got a red retaining collar and a turbocharger shift knob charm. So that looks really, really cool. And thank you Acuity Instruments for sponsoring us with that. So in the engine bay, we also got one more item from Acuity Instruments. If we take a look at the front valve cover, we have this really nice podium red anodized oil cap. And the good thing about that is you'll never have to worry about it getting seized up because it does have a 15 millimeter hex socket head. In case it ever does get seized from heat and pressure, you can always pop it off with a socket. So thank you Acuity Instruments for giving us that really cool oil cap. And then in the back, we also have an upgraded fuel system, and we have a billet casing alternator from DC Power, which puts out 180 amps peak, which is much more than the factory 110 amp upgrade. So with all the electronics, the pumps, and the intercooler heat exchanger pump, then we're gonna need a lot more amperage. So as far as the fuel system goes, we have Deechworks billet aluminum fuel rails. We have ID 1050X all aluminum fuel injectors. And we even did a brand new intercooler custom fabricated from MFab in Levittown, Pennsylvania. So this is good core up to 1,000 horsepower. So once the car is all finalized and ready for tuning, I think we'll be good to make 600 safely on 93. And then if we do E85, we could probably get to around 700s on the current injector setup. With larger injectors, we could probably go even higher, but I want to keep this car as like the perfect street drivable car. So I think around 600 is the perfect peak power for this chassis. But that's it, guys. So this is my 1991 Turbo NSX, rewrapped in a INOZETEK high gloss white. And I'm really excited for future plans with this car. And I'm really happy to have it here at Grassroots Invitational. So thank you to everyone there at Prime and Grassroots for having us here today.